We need to talk. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing with you guys how microtrends are ruining your personal style and perhaps who even knows your entire life. This is an interesting topic to say the least, so I'm really excited to discuss this with you guys. Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Tamal sharing all my thoughts on fashion, lifestyle, and anything else that comes to mind. I'm here every Wednesday with some scattered surprise uploads sometimes on Sundays, so thank you so much for joining me this week. I did just get a haircut. I mean, I don't know if I'm giving Meredith Marks in the latest season of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, but you guys have to let me know how you feel about it. I mean, I do like it. I just think, you know, when you get a new haircut and you kind of need to wait like 2 weeks for it to really eat. For today's video, we're going to be talking about microtrends. I do like to talk about how personal style really affects us and how we dress and culture right now. So I'm gonna get into it with you guys. I have my notes, my trusty notes up here. I'm gonna try today to be coherent. That's my goal. That's my goal for this video, just be coherent. As always, make sure you guys are liking and subscribing to the channel. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the videos. So make sure you comment down below, like, and subscribe. Let's just get right into it because there's absolutely no time to waste. Let's start with what is a microtrend. I'm gonna go through this quickly because you guys aren't idiots or 12 years old. So if you're watching this, you know what a microtrend is. Fashion trends are pretty much what makes the fashion industry go round. I mean, when we go see runway shows in February and September for spring or fall, they basically dictate what we're gonna be wearing for the next season. Or I mean, at least they used to dictate what we used to wear. I think now in the kind of global economy where everything is so expensive and a lot of people are buying less luxury. I mean, personally for me, I look at runway shows now as kind of like inspiration for how I can style something differently or how I can maybe look at how to wear something differently. I definitely used to before kind of take shopping notes and take notes, like if I see a cool shoe on the runway, I'll be like, oh, I want that shoe for the upcoming September season, or I love this hat and when they release it, I'll make sure to go buy it. I'm not sure now that's kind of how we are approaching runway fashion, but they are used to kind of dictating the fashion trends. Thanks to a lovely app called TikTok, we're used to be able to lip sync to Justin Bieber songs. Do you guys remember like Baby Ariel on Musical.ly where she would be like, used to be able to lip sync on the app and now we just tell people what to wear on it, I guess. So there are many a TikTok creator, even I have to admit, I used to be a TikTok creator, who kind of talk about fashion and talk about the latest trends. So thanks to TikTok, fashion trends are becoming so quickly moving that they are becoming microtrends. Basically because we don't even let these trends live. I mean, you have to think about it. There is a core for pretty much everything. Ballet core, cottage core, techno core, there's core. Like, I believe there's a core for everything because as people, we just want to feel like a sense of community and a sense of belonging within a certain class or a certain group of people. So in the 90s and the early 2000s, I mean, this was more global and more like wide. For example, like if you went to high school in the 90s, there would probably be the skater boys, there would be the popular girls who would maybe wear like all pink, kind of from like Mean Girls. There would be the theater kids, right? When I went to high school, even I saw the segregation between groups. But now, because of TikTok, there is this kind of wanting to be belonging to kind of like a very, very niche group. So like if you're into ballet core, you're gonna be wearing kind of all the stuff with ballet and stuff. Because we're always wanting to be on to the next thing, these microtrends tend to last literally like a week or a season. I mean, do you guys remember that, what was that? House of Sunny green dress from like 2020 pandemic TikTok. I feel like that was like the start of like the microtrends. You know, every girl in Europe, every like fashion girl had this House of Sunny dress. It was really beautiful actually. It was like a beautiful green dress, but like everybody had it. And then like literally 4 months later, House of Sunny, nobody talked about House of Sunny, nobody wore this dress. So I feel like in 2020, this is where microtrends really started to kind of come and go. I don't want to blame everything on TikTok, but honestly, I kind of have to. I feel like TikTok has made us wanting to feel validated by strangers online because these trends are so easily accessible to us by phone. If I want to reinvent my life and I feel like I'm going nowhere and I just need like a new vision and a new aesthetic, I can just hop on TikTok and the new aesthetic is ant core. So now I'm gonna go build sandcastles in the sand. I also feel like corporations have really started to notice of how fast we are digesting these trends and kind of like letting them go or adopting them, and I think they are totally indulging in them. So for example, if Shein or House of Sunny or all these really fast fashion brands notice a trend, they will hop on it quickly. So for example, this is actually very, very current right now. So the very demure, very mindful trend by Jules on TikTok. I actually subscribe to a lot of luxury stores, Net-a-Porter, Essence, yada, 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 just because I kind of like to be in the know of like what in luxury fashion. I like designer fashion, so I'm going to be subscribed to these websites. And I could not tell you this week the amount of emails that I got where the subject line was very demure, very mindful. And then I opened the email and it's just like, Alaya Flats. Like, I'm like, girl. I'm just trying to say that these corporations definitely notice how fast, and I feel like they know that we're all like kind of stupid and we're all kind of brain rot, and it's just like a cat to like a tin of tuna. Is that the saying? It's like I'll follow anything that is like on trend right now. And I feel like for most of us, we are coming to the point where we will literally follow anything. I just want to say I'm not above this. I will indulge in a microtrend as a treat once in a while. I actually have my latest microtrend. I mean, Adidas were kind of popular like a year and a half ago, like last summer. I'm not a Samba girl, like no offense, like no shade, but I feel like the basic B of the basic B will wear a Samba. So I just got a Spezial, but I absolutely love these. I knew that Adidas were kind of like a microtrend, so I did wait maybe like about a year to really be like, okay, like am I gonna wear these? And I feel like currently with how I dress now, these sneakers really fit in with my style. For example, last summer I got jorts and I literally wore them every single day. When I say every single day, you guys, I wore them every single day to work. So like, I am someone who does indulge in microtrends. I feel like if they fit in with my closet and my wardrobe, I will be like, okay, let me try that, you know? So I just want to say I'm not above it all. Trust me. I also think with TikTok and this kind of like essence sale wish list content that people are always making, we are always wanting the next best thing. If somebody gave me $10,000 to spend at a department store, in 2 weeks I would want something new and something else. We're always yearning for new stuff constantly, and this is also pretty much really ruining the planet because we're always constantly shopping. You know, a lot of girls on TikTok do these like $2,000 Aritzia hauls, and then 3 weeks later they do a $1,000 Aritzia haul. We're just always consuming, and I feel like because of social media becoming so easily accessible, we are encouraging people to always go out and buy the next best thing, which is not good. I feel like for me, I am a very specific situation where a lot of my wardrobe is only designer. In fact, I would say like 98% of my wardrobe is designer. So for the most part, I can't afford to be doing $3,000 hauls because I am saving up for like another en plissé top, or I'm saving up for another pair of designer shoes. Microtrends also leads into really irresponsible shopping. No one's really taking the time and stopping to be like, does this microtrend fit in with my wardrobe, or could I really see myself wearing this for like a year from now, because everyone's just trying to buy into the trend because in 2 weeks it'll be over. We really need to like stop and think and really just be like, listen, like we don't need to indulge in everything, because at this point we're just gonna have a closet of pieces that won't interchange with each other and that we can't wear ever again. I also do want to bring up this point that before social media, we used to get these fashion trends a lot from TV and movies. For example, when I was growing up and I was watching these kind of teen comedies, like what was on the CW, like Vampire Diaries or The OC, a lot of these fashion trends came from like celebrities on TV. So you know, if Gossip Girl, if for example, Serena was wearing a headband. I feel like Leighton Meester used to do these like on Gossip Girl a lot, like these like headbands on the back of her hair. And I feel like in high school, I even saw people copying that. So before the times, we used to really get our trends and microtrends or fashion trends from TV and movies, from popular celebrities. And now we're kind of changing that, like where we don't really idolize celebrities anymore. We kind of just like idolize regular people on the street, or like an influencer on TikTok who you think has really great style. Now we're like looking to them to see like what they're wearing, which I find really interesting, because I used to really be influenced by Gossip Girl and Vampire Diaries and all these old TV shows, and now it's kind of like, now regular bees on the app, I'm being influenced, which I just found really interesting. So now that I've talked about microtrends and how they kind of affect us and how they're basically ruining the planet and ruining your life, let's talk about how to combat microtrends. If you are easily influenced, my dear, you need help. Okay, and I'm gonna help you. If you are into this microtrend, and it could be literally anything, it could be silver core, I'm into silver core right now, which I kind of am actually. I actually am really into silver. I think the first step when you are digesting a microtrend and you are interested in it and you really like want to kind of indulge in it, I would think about the closet that you have now. One, can you already recreate the trend with the clothing that you have? So for example, I used to kind of be into this lad core, like sporty, Harry Styles kind of vibe, like at the start of this summer, and I actually recreated it with my shorts and my polo shirts that I already have in my closet. I did not have to buy anything in my closet. So that's another way that you can look at it. Do you already have the clothes to kind of recreate the look that you're trying to recreate? And second, can you see yourself wearing this in 6 months, 12 months, 16 months, in a year and a half? Will you still be ladcore, you know? If you feel like this is a trend that you have to buy an entire outfit to recreate it, you should not be indulging in this trend because it is not your personal style. If you wear yellow every single day and then the new trend is Beetlejuice to wear black and you have to buy the entire outfit, this doesn't fit with your personal style. So in my opinion, you shouldn't be indulging in it. If you want to invest in a trend and you really do believe it, see if it'll come back every season. So for example, I hate leopard. I literally hate leopard anything. And every fall, what comes back? Leopard. Leopard booties, leopard silk dresses, you know, that Zara leopard skirt that was trending on social media a while ago. Rest assured, leopard will come back every fall because, you know, it's a fall color, it's sexy, you can kind of dress it up, but also make it really, really casual. So I would say, yeah, leopard is probably an okay trend to indulge in it, even though I literally hate it, because every fall it comes back. If you feel like this trend will not be back, if you feel like this trend nobody will talk about in like 2 months, trust me, it is honestly not worth indulging in it. I also think the constant need to reinvent oneself and to kind of rediscover yourself in not just style but life is also kind of edging us into this really irresponsible way of shopping. For example, like, you know how people always, even me when I was a teenager, I always felt a sense of like dread, or always felt a sense of like, I need to rediscover, I need to like move to Albuquerque and like become this whole new person, and I need to like change my whole style. Like, because we're always watching other people do something better or something funner on social media, we always feel like we need to like catch up with other people that we're watching. So I definitely think that this kind of like leads into all the clothing that we're buying. Like, we don't need to be like, I don't need to move somewhere and just completely change my style and become a whole new person because I need to like work on myself, you know? I don't know if that just got like really, really deep, and I am not a therapist, but I do feel like that we're always like, teenagers right now are just like so implemented to kind of 365 their whole personal style, like literally every 3 months. Like, it makes no sense. And I definitely feel like when I went to high school, there wasn't this pressure of being well dressed, because no offense, we were all kind of like losers back then in like 2008 or 2009. And now you see kids going to high school in Balenciaga sneakers. So I definitely think now it's much worse. 15-year-olds to 18-year-olds, like they're thinking about designer. And when I was 15, my mom was sending me to piano classes, okay? I was not thinking about designer at all. I mean, I was into fashion, but I didn't have any money to access designer fashion. But now kids are going to high school in like Prada bags, and I'm like, it just doesn't make sense to me, and I do find it a little weird. But I definitely think now young people have more pressure to really get their fit up. They're like pressured to get their fit on, and it's just all leading to really irresponsible ways of shopping that I think that if we all just take a step back, we don't need to indulge in everything. We don't need to feel like we belong to everything, and I do get that, because at the end of the day, we all just want to feel a sense of belonging. And this is why we're homie hopping microtrends, you guys, and we honestly need to stop. And here's my biggest tip of all. Take your personal style slowly. For me, I feel like now I am 28, and I really, for the most part now, I really have a good grasp of what my personal style is. So I definitely am more smart when it comes to shopping or what I'm buying, but a lot of your personal style comes from how you live your life and your personal experiences. So for example, if I worked at a store and they gave me free clothing every month, and my entire wardrobe, because I've worked there for 3 years, let's say, is that store, then like my personal style comes from my experience. So I think like if you are just budding and getting into like dressing yourself and you're into getting like designer clothing, I would just say like take a step back. You're not gonna have your personal style within the year. It's definitely gonna take a long time, and it's gonna take a few years, but like don't feel pressure to just have your own personal style ready to go as soon as you get into fashion, because that will not happen. Actually, the biggest tip of all, honestly, is to get off TikTok. I mean, I personally like to take TikTok breaks because I find the app to be so brain rot, especially as a fashion content creator and as a fashion consumer. And I'm always watching, for the most part, all the content I watch is fashion related. I sometimes get into this hole of being like, I need to buy this, but like, no, I'm like, Tamas, no, you don't need to buy this because you're gonna wear it once, okay? So my biggest tip of all, honestly, is to get off the clock app, okay? Go to YouTube. I mean, I feel like on YouTube it's like a little bit slower because it does take a while to make long form content. So like I feel like people are smarter and more intentional about it, while TikTok is just like posting. So maybe I do recommend, honestly, just like get off TikTok. I have just come to the end of my notes, you guys. I feel like hopefully I was coherent. I explained myself. I had a thesis, I had a beginning, middle, and end. I know how to write essays, okay, even though I never went to university. But I really want to hear your thoughts on how you feel about microtrends and how they're affecting your personal style, or how you feel they're affecting social media and the fashion industry. I'm really interested to hear what you guys think. As always, thank you so much for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it. I have a little bit more ideas before I go to Paris for Fashion Week in September, so I'm really hoping to get these all filmed for you guys. I'm really excited because it's coming up for Fashion Week. And you know what happens on Fashion Week? It's the runway roast. So I'm really excited because New York is up. And we all know it, New York Fashion Week sucks. But I'm really excited for all the upcoming fall content for you guys. And I really hope you guys enjoy this video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.